Okay, so sometimes we might want to add button links through to other sections of our site. They're quite commonly used in the carousel, grid and accordion. You can just do it on the page. So in an edit tab or in a custom includelet, you can also add buttons. But in this example, we're going to look at adding a button to a carousel grid accordion. This is an example of buttons in action. So this is Almington Community Gardens on their Who We Are page. And our history, our future, our people, each of those, this is a grid of 3. It's in a carousel grid accordion includelet. And there are 3 items, and that's linking through to 3 different pages. So our history is linking through to our history page using this find out more button. So I'm going to do the same thing on my test site. So here's my test site. It's an example. I've got 2 in a grid, and that's that each of these is a content block in a carousel grid accordion includelet. And you can see I've already done in the first content block, the item on the left, I've already got a button which randomly says notice board. I might have something a little bit more sensible. I'm going to call apples read more. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm already in the back end for this page. I'm going to go to the layout tab. But I'm not quite there yet. Let's make sure I'm in the right one. I'm on the about page. So I'll just make sure it's good to check. Let me go to the about page. And it's this first carousel here. So I'll just create a revision to make changes. And I'm going to go to this first one and configure because it already exists. So I'll just configure this one. And as you can see there, it's grid 2 wide mobile 1. I'm just going to scroll down. There's my content block that had the button that said notice board. The second one, the one that I want to edit, is apples. So I'm just going to edit this content block. And underneath this, I'm just going to type the words read more and highlight them. I'm going to add a link in the way in which I would add a link anywhere on a page if I wanted to add a link to an internal page or an external website. Of course, I can do the same, can do both. But this is an internal page of my site. So I click on the link button and I have to go and look for where that page exists. So I'm going to click on the little, kind of looks like a bit of an upload button. If I hover over it, it might say something URL. It says, where is it? Where's this thing? So I'll just click on that icon. And I'm going to click the plus beside home because it's not the home page I want to link to. I want to go and find the other page that I want to link to. So I'll just keep clicking down until I find something that I want to link to. And I think I'm just going to do it to news. So that's the page I'm going to link to. The button part. So this is the link. If I were to insert that now, it would just look like a link. But to add a button, I come into the class section at the bottom. It's not often we use classes in Voice, but there are some available to you. And this is one of them. And this is, if I do the drop down, there are 3 button styles waiting for you. So that's default, primary, and success. And depending on your theme will depend on what color these are. Button primary is usually the same as your link color. So I'm going to choose that for me and save. So it looks a bit odd in the background, but it is there. So if I click on OK, and I'm just going to save and publish now and see what that looks like. So save changes and I'll publish. And let's go and have a look and see what that looks like. So if I scroll down now, there's my read more button underneath apples in that second content block.